The world is silent, yet everything is moving faster than it should. Wind screams across abandoned streets. Oceans rise like walls of liquid glass. The horizon tilts. In a single moment, the earth beneath your feet accelerates, doubling its rotation speed. Without warning, you grab onto anything you can. The ground feels alive, vibrating, humming with unnatural force. And somewhere in that chaos, a realization hits you. The world you knew has just ended. This is what would happen if Earth suddenly started spinning twice as fast. For billions of years, Earth has rotated at a steady, reliable rhythm. One full spin every 24 hours, day into night, night into day. A cycle so ancient that our bodies, our climate, and every living creature depend on it. But imagine that rhythm breaks. Imagine that rotation doubles. Instead of 24 hours, a day becomes 12. The sun races across the sky. Shadows stretch and snap. The air itself begins to twist into new violent shapes. Life, every life form, faces the most dramatic transformation since the end of the dinosaurs. There is no warning when it happens, no tremor, no sound. At 9:17 a.m., in an instant too fast to measure, the planet accelerates. Earth's equator, once spinning at about 1,670 kilometers per hour, now whips around at more than 3,300. The first thing you feel is the wind, not a gust, not a storm, but an atmospheric shock wave. The air cannot keep up with the ground beneath it. The difference in speed turns the atmosphere into a planet-wide weapon. Winds blast across landscapes at more than 1,000 kilometers per hour, ripping apart forests, uprooting buildings, and tearing debris into the sky like shrapnel. You feel lighter, not mentally, physically. Gravity hasn't changed, but centrifugal force has. It pulls you outward, away from the planet's center. At the equator, your weight drops by nearly 40%. Steps feel longer, balance slips. Even simple movement feels unfamiliar. Humans built for a 24-hour Earth are suddenly standing on a world with new rules. Then the oceans react. Water doesn't stay where it was. It begins to surge toward the equator. Coastlines sink, cities flood, entire tropical regions collapse into the sea. Meanwhile, farther north and south, water drains away. Canada, Russia, Scandinavia. These areas suddenly gain land as shorelines stretch outward. Earth's map, unchanged for thousands of years, redraws itself in real time. Above all this chaos, the sun keeps moving, faster than ever before. The day ends after only 6 hours of light. Night rises quickly behind it. A 12-hour day begins, a cycle far too short for life to understand. Plants lose their rhythm. Animals panic. Humans struggle to stay awake or fall asleep. Our internal clocks, which evolved over millions of years, fracture within days. Morning frost melts into noon heat, which collapses into freezing darkness again. Not over days, over hours. To understand just how devastating this is, you must understand what Earth's rotation truly controls. Wind patterns, ocean currents, atmospheric balance, time itself. Double the speed, and everything becomes unstable. Jet streams twist violently, storms multiply, cyclones form in regions that were once calm. Air pressure systems break apart. A normal commercial plane cannot safely fly through this atmosphere. Air travel becomes nearly impossible. Meanwhile, the oceans do more than rise. They reshape the planet's structure. Earth becomes more oblate, its middle bulging outward as the rotation stretches its shape. Sea levels at the equator rise up to 50 meters. Cities like Singapore, Rio de Janeiro, Manila, and Lagos vanish beneath the rising waves. Northern ports dry out completely, leaving ships stranded on cracked, muddy plains. Tectonic plates feel the pressure as well. Faster rotation redistributes stress across Earth's crust. Earthquakes increase. Volcanoes grow more active. The planet trembles under its own speed. Hour by hour, the disaster deepens. 1 hour after the acceleration, hyperwinds tear through cities, scattering debris across continents. Power grids collapse. Communication lines fail. Flights plummet or are forced to land immediately. Emergency systems overload as millions try to contact their families. By hour 3, Walls of water reach equatorial coastlines. Tsunami-like surges swallow neighborhoods. Roads vanish under churning seawater. Tropical regions, once centers of population and culture, are wiped out. At the same time, northern landscapes expand. Beaches stretch for kilometers. Fishing boats lie on dry land. The world's geography tilts toward a new balance. By hour 6, the shortened day begins. The sky darkens early. Confusion spreads. Parents rush to pick up children from schools that no longer understand what afternoon means. Night workers stumble into darkness far too soon. Global clocks lose meaning. Time zones collapse. By hour 12, the first new full day, civilization realizes this is not temporary. Governments declare states of emergency. Evacuations begin. People flee toward the poles, searching for calmer climates, safer ground, and stable temperatures. After 1 week, Earth is no longer recognizable. Coastlines have shifted. The equator is a drowning world. The poles become the new havens. Countries like Norway, Canada, New Zealand, and southern Chile become crowded with climate refugees. Agriculture struggles. Plants cannot keep up with rapid day-night shifts. Crops fail. Artificial light farms rise from necessity, not innovation. Wildlife loses its natural rhythm. Birds cannot migrate. Nocturnal creatures are confused by days that come and go too quickly. Marine life flees the equator in massive migrations. Humans adapt slowly. A new version of daily life emerges: shorter work periods, frequent rest breaks, artificial lighting, temperature-controlled shelters, and strict environmental planning. Cities begin forming closer to the poles. Equatorial regions become permanent evacuation zones. Earth's old centers of civilization, New York, Mumbai, Tokyo, Jakarta, face an uncertain future. Over time, the consequences deepen. Earth continues bulging at the equator. Weather patterns remain violent and unpredictable. Storms gain strength. The poles become the only places with stable climates. Antarctica begins melting faster due to altered ocean currents, opening the possibility of habitable land in the distant future. Humanity builds a new calendar. A day is now 12 hours. The year stays the same, but each day is shorter, stranger, and harsher. Even the concept of time must be rebuilt. Atomic clocks need rewriting. GPS systems fail. Satellites drift out of alignment. Everything that depended on Earth's old rotation speed becomes obsolete. Earth was never meant to spin this fast. Its balance, its climate, its life, all depended on a slow, steady rhythm, a rhythm broken in a single moment. If such a sudden change occurred, civilization would face one of the greatest challenges in human history. Faster days, flooded continents, new climates, new coastlines, new rules of survival. And as humanity rebuilds in the aftermath, one question rises above the ruins of the old world. If one sudden shift could reshape our planet in an instant, what other forces of the universe are waiting to change everything we know?